We're good?
I don't know. Are we good?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
How many viewers are you up to now?
I don't know. I don't check. I don't like to check.
We are at episode niner.
9.
Number
Yay.
nine. Number nine. Number nine. Do
I
you,
think we have at least that many viewers
do you,
too.
do you get that reference, by the way? Or no?
No.
Oh,
No.
you're killing me. How
Sorry.
do you not get that reference?
Sorry.
It's all good. It's the Beatles.
I'm not a DJ, remember?
All right, welcome to Creating Connections podcast, episode number 9. I'm Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Vickie Musni.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we doing this fine afternoon,
I'm
morning?
doing well. I had a really fun wedding yesterday.
Yeah? Tell
I
me about
did.
it.
It was our first one of the season. I don't know if it's like this. I mean, I know different regions are different, but Reno's super seasonal because our weather is really yucky in the winter and things just really slow down, which is great because weddings isn't our only thing that we do. And then in the winter, it gives us time to focus on some of the other facets of our business. But that was kind of our kickoff to wedding season was last night. And it was just really, really fun.
So what about it was fun?
Well, it was the couple. I actually know the groom's parents and have known them for a long time. And I even know his grandparents as well. We used to go to church together when we lived in San Jose. And then his family and our family moved to Reno at the same time.
Okay.
And so it was fun to see people that I'd been connected with over the last 30 years, in a totally different setting. And it was at one of our favorite venues that we enjoy working at. But we've never done DJing there before. We've only done video there. So it was fun to be able to showcase other things that we do so that facility and those people could start to see us in a new light. Because we've only been doing the entertainment thing for the last few years. And a lot of people still in town still think of us as just videographers. And that was kind of the weird part was that we were not doing the video of the wedding. And they had a friend of the family who we also knew, coincidentally, who was doing the video, and it was stressing me out because I was seeing all these things while I was setting up, and I'm like, you should be filming that. I'm like, all the guys are sitting in their room playing poker in their tuxes, and you should be filming this.
Yeah, that's
But
excellent B-roll
so
footage, or at least footage
yeah,
for a montage or something.
but it wasn't my job that day, and I had to focus on other things. But I tried some things a little bit differently. I was really inspired. I told you I met Barry Kay and Jordan Zwicker when I was in Toronto. And for those of you that don't know, they are known as the Sparkle Factor. And they did a seminar that I just really enjoyed. And it wasn't so much that it was all brand new things that I'd never heard before, but it was just those little things that you could do to be a little more creative, as they say, add a little more sparkle and really be more interactive. And so just something simple like the shoe game, even though I've never done it with shoes, which is ironic because I actually love shoes, but I don't like the shoe game with shoes. But we did pigs and penguins because the bride loved pigs and the groom has been collecting penguins since he was a little boy. So they brought, a stuffed pig and penguin, well, 2 sets, so that when they did the game, they were sitting back to back and they each had their pigs and penguins. But before they came back from doing their photos, as guests were, coming in because it was an outside reception or outside ceremony, indoor reception, I had a chance just to go around to the tables when they were maybe at least half full, because some people were still milling around and getting drinks and whatever, and just introduce myself and let them know that we were going to be playing a game a little later. And I put 2 pieces of cardstock that I had printed, a pink one that had a pig on it and a white one with a penguin on it, on each table. And then I also offered them some note cards and said that I was collecting questions for a game. And if they wanted to submit a question, that as long as the answer was either the bride or the groom's name, then, I would consider it for the game. And I probably had 60 questions sent back to me. I was amazed at how many people were that excited and involved. And some of the questions were just really fun. And, who would last longer in a zombie apocalypse, and just like totally random stuff. But it just made it fun to get them involved. And then I almost had like this like kind of a Jim Cerrone moment because and I wasn't quite brave enough to do what he does, but because I had already met most of the people at the tables, when I got up to do my first welcome on the mic, people were like instantly quiet, and like the 8 people that were still standing were like in their seats and looking attentive, and it kind of surprised me because usually it takes a lot longer for that to happen, and you have to, be a little more creative and work a little harder to have control of the room. And it was like the most attentive audience ever. So I don't know if it's because it was a dry wedding and there was no alcohol being served, or if it was because I had made that connection early on, but I just felt really connected with everybody in a deeper way, and it was really fun. And not just the 6 people from the family that I've known for 30 years, but her side and other guests, and I don't know, I just had a really good time.
I think it's really important for us as entertainers to never forget how to make that connection, and also to never look at a wedding as just another event. And we oftentimes forget that, right? Because we'll have, 50 events, 50 weddings this year with tailored weddings right now. And another 30 events on top of that, the different things, whether it be birthday.
Different types, yeah.
Yeah. So, but still, it's like, I have to constantly kind of remind the staff when we get in the middle part of the season, and myself for that matter too, that, hey, just because you're sick of playing, fancy, or just because you're sick of doing introduction, a love intro, what we call the love intro, for a first dance, it doesn't mean your guests are. And you have to deliver that moment like it's the first time you've ever done it. Because it is the first time you've ever done it for Amanda and Brad.
For that.
Right. And so it's so crucial for us to never forget how to make a connection. Even today, I get a phone call earlier today. We haven't practiced this or rehearsed this.
No.
I get a phone call earlier today
never do.
For a 75th birthday party.
Wow.
For a gentleman. And he's also celebrating 50 years of being an ordained minister.
How cool.
So we're going to do a party for him. And I talked to him, and they were referred to us by another wedding that one of our other MCs did. And it's a party on Friday, July 3rd. And it's going to be great because I didn't just do the typical DJ thing and say, oh, it's 4 hours and it's this much money. And, I said, okay, well, what are you envisioning for the time frame? People walk in the door. What do you want them to feel, or how do you envision this going down? And are you going to have a strolling dinner? Is it a seated dinner? What's going to happen when? And then what's next? And, that to me comes from training I've had with, Bill Herman and Jason Jones with the entertainment experience, among other things too. But when you take and apply that type of connection and the genuineness of wanting to know more about their event and how you can serve, how you can help, it's crucial. It's crucial. So yeah, awesome. Anything else?
And I have to say, well, one of my other favorite things I'm realizing is I love to get to be the one that goes around to the tables and invites them up to dinner, even if the couple is opting not to do some kind of a game or whatever at that point. And I'm just going to go around in order and just basically say, hey, it's your turn. I love that because I get a chance to, reintroduce myself, connect, chat a little bit. And I'm kind of watching the buffet and strategically timing. And, and they joke with me about, well, how did you decide which table is next? And it was just fun because it gives me that little one-on-one time with each guest.
You told them it was because of their shoes, right?
Yes. I line everybody up and pick my favorite shoes. No, I always start with the table farthest from the buffet. I mean, after immediate family, but I always start with the farthest one away.
Okay.
And And that's just what I was taught when I first started coordinating events 20 years ago. Because logistically, if people are walking through a crowded room, it's easier for them to walk through the people that aren't already seated with their plates and things.
Yep.
And so that's just how I've done that when they don't give me another order, or they're not doing a game. So I'll do parents and grandparents and other family, and then I just walk all the way to the back.
I've learned
and they're
lots.
usually pleasantly surprised that they get to go first. And
yeah, I've learned lots of great interactive things from the king of interactive, Mr. Scott Favor himself.
yes.
And I am very excited to be able to speak on the same bill as Scott coming up here
Yes.
at Weddings of the West.
Yep. And we'll be doing a podcast live with him.
Yay!
Yes. The night before the conference.
Awesome.
So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And
it'll be good.
Now that's a full day event, yeah? Or is it a half day or?
No, the conference?
Yeah.
9 to 4.
9 to 4. Awesome.
Yep.
So not too early, but not too late.
Yes.
Cool.
It's how I'm in charge. That's how I like it. Nothing starts before 9 ever.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Early bird gets the worm. No?
No. I don't want a worm, so I'm good. I did get up and go to the gym today.
Awesome.
But that's why I said I couldn't meet you before 11 to record this.
Nice.
Because for me, that's getting up early and going to the gym at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Oh.
I hear you there.
Yeah. So hey, I just wanted to give a little shout out. I mentioned Barry and Jordan and Sparkle Factor, but I just wanted to share their website is thesparklefactor.ca if anybody wants to go check it out. But I just wanted to share that they're fairly new on the speaking scene, at least in speaking as a duo, but they've got a lot of experience and some really fun ideas and just, ways to add, kind of like what Randy talks about, that 1%, and other people say, the wow factor, call it what you will, they call it sparkle.
Yeah.
I love it. And I just wanted to give a little plug for them. So they're good guys.
Barry has been a past attendee of the Sales of Solutions workshop.
Yes.
We had up in North Dakota here this past fall, and it was a pleasure having Barry in workshop. I know he's a very, very accomplished entertainer out of Canada, and it's very, very awesome to have him be a part of the workshop and be able to teach him a little bit in regards to sales and coach him, I guess, better. He knows a lot about sales himself, but coach him better on sales. I want to get.
He'll be in my workshop too in Winnipeg.
Awesome.
When I am there in a few weeks, like 2 weeks, I think, after the conference.
Awesome.
I'll be up there. Yeah, with his chapter of the CDJA and others from the Manitoba Wedding Network.
And your workshop is on May 28th, is that right?
I have 2.
Okay.
One, I think the 26th in Winnipeg and the 28th in Calgary.
Cool.
And I think it's a Tuesday and a Thursday. And then each one will have a seminar and networking event the night before. That's sponsored by the local chapter.
Go to VickieMusni.com.
Yep. And there's an events tab, and it's all there.
Awesome. I want to cover a subject here that our good friend Jason Spencer, who has been a past,
I love Jason. Hi, Jason.
A past Weddings of the West speaker, correct?
Yep.
And Jason posted in our Sales for Event Pros group here. Do you prefer
just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, do you prefer to be the first or last professional a couple meets with? And Jason says he finds both have advantages. This weekend has certainly worked in my favor to be the first. What are your thoughts? You want to be the first or the last?
I don't know. I'm with Jason. Sometimes it's good either way. I think the trick is just realizing if you know where you are in the process, you can kind of frame it. When you're talking to people, and it also depends a lot on the couple's personalities. Like there was a couple that I met with who I knew was going to book us. I could just tell, but they said, well, we already have this other appointment set. And I feel like that's the right thing to do is for us to keep that meeting. So, rather than pressure them, I just said, okay, well, when is that meeting? When should I follow up with you?
Right.
And it was fine. And, but other times, I feel like, it is good to be first. It's the same when you're presenting, it's like, do you want to be the opener and then you're the one that everybody, kind of compares the other speakers to for the rest of the conference. It's the same thing when you're meeting with clients.
Is that what you think? Really?
And how
As
can
a
you
speaker?
not? If the opener nails it, then the rest of the time you're comparing every speaker to that keynote or that opener. Yeah. So yeah, I do, and I think it's the same way when you're basically they're coming to interview you,
Uh-huh.
as a potential vendor. And yeah, they're gonna if they've connected with somebody before you, but maybe not strong enough of a connection that they wanted to book it, then it might be to your advantage to be last.
Yeah.
Because then you're embodying all the qualities that we're missing. Because they obviously didn't have that, oh my gosh, you're the one I want with anybody else.
I
Yeah, I don't know. I could go either way.
I want to be first.
Of course you do.
I want to be first because then if I'm first, I also get the chance to be last. But
Yep.
if I'm the last one they meet with, then I might not even get that opportunity. Technically, if I'm the last one they scheduled to meet with, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Then someone else
But
may
sometimes
impress
you
them.
don't. But you don't necessarily have a say, and
No,
they're not checking with you. I'm meeting with 3 vendors. Which time slot do you want? I actually have one person that I've worked with that tried to do that. I'm interviewing all my DJs today. Would you like to come meet with me at this 20-minute time slot and plead your case? No, thanks.
well, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's about being first on the tip of someone's tongue. Because if you can have a killer performance and you can have that strong word of mouth, like we had that one come in today, the past wedding we did for this couple was September 7th of 2013, and it was the cousin calling us
Nice.
who remembered us from that wedding almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And if you can have killer word of mouth, then that means you're going to get the call first. I've had weddings, and I'm sure many of our viewers have in the past, where you're literally the first one they call, and you're recommending a venue to them sometimes. That happened to me just last year, a couple times actually, and this year I have a wedding July 23rd, 2016. It's already booked. That's totally the case. They said, "Hey, where do you want to work?" So I think it's important.
Nice.
Hey, that's awesome. That's flattered. I'm flattered that someone thinks that highly of what we do. That they were like, "Oh my gosh, you have to have tailored weddings,"
Mm-hmm.
and work. Now that's not everyone, mind you. I'm not gonna even, allude to that
No,
is,
but
but it's
but when it happens, it's cool. I mean, we had that
yeah,
couple that changed their wedding date for us last year, and because we were booked on that Saturday, and
yeah.
they said, "Well, we could move it to Sunday. We haven't printed our invitations yet. Is that okay?" And but yeah, it's amazing, but it kind of puts a lot of pressure on too.
Absolutely, it does. It puts a lot of pressure on, but I think it's
But
important.
that's a good thing.
It is. It is. Any last thoughts we have for today's podcast?
Do we have time to talk about the cruise, or not really?
Of course we do.
I'm so excited.
The
I'm
dog's
so glad that we
excited.
all get to go. I know. I'm ready to shoot her. I mean, I love my dog.
Hang on.
She almost made it through the whole podcast.
Yes, Reno Animal Control Services. Yes, we need to stop something from happening. Oh.
Good.
I
She
couldn't
just
resist.
gets
I'm sorry.
jealous. She gets jealous. She hears me talking and she's,
Right?
in the other room and she's like, "Wait, why are you, you're not hanging out with me?" She's very needy. Don't even go there.
So many comments, so little time. So the cruise.
Yes.
We're both speaking on the Wedding and Event Professionals Cruise coming up on November 14th to
Yep.
the 21st. And
Leaving out of Long Beach, California.
Long Beach, California, which I've sailed out of that port a few times. It's a beautiful port to sail out
A
of.
few?
A few times, yeah.
I would have said more than a few, I would have guessed.
Well, okay. I've sailed out of actually, technically, I've sailed out of Long Beach, I think, twice, which isn't really a few. But when I was working for
Okay.
Carnival, it was out of the Port of Los Angeles, which is San Pedro.
Okay.
So
All
it was
right.
technically a different. I've sailed out of
Okay.
the Port
That's
of
a
Los
different port.
Angeles. Yes, many, many,
Okay.
many times.
Sorry. I didn't realize it was a different port then.
Different, yeah, different city.
Yep. Okay. Well, I knew that.
And then
Focus.
we
The
also
cruise.
have David Lewis,
Yes.
and we have Deborah Moody, and
I have not met her yet.
I haven't met her yet either. And Sherry, is it Ronning, I believe? I hope.
I think so.
Hope
I
I
think
hope I
so.
didn't butcher that. Two
We'll find out.
outstanding wedding planners, and then Sherry, I believe, also has like a wedding vendor, wedding professional association, I believe. Correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either one of them.
Looking forward to getting to know them more. If you'd like more information, just go to wepcruise.com, or you can email Debbie at wepcruise.com for more information. Or, you know what? You don't even need more information. Just book your cruise.
Yeah, you just need to sign up like right away, and it's only $100 down to hold your spot and lock in this
Yeah.
price, and you get your first drink for free on
Yes.
Mitch.
Yes. In fact, you know what? I will do this. I said for the first people that book before April 30th that I will give them their drink for free, right? I'm going to extend it.
That includes me, by the way.
What?
Yeah, I just booked this week after you posted that.
Awesome.
And Craig. Yep.
And
Okay.
what?
Well, yeah, we're coming together.
Oh, okay.
We each need our own drink.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to extend it. I'm going to extend the deal. Here's
Okay.
the deal. The deal is extended if you sign up for the cruise and you say that you saw the drink offer on the Creating Connections podcast. I'll buy you your first drink.
And I'll buy your second.
Wow.
There we go.
Couple of lushes. Awesome.
Yep. I can't drink alone, so.
The dog agrees.
She's like, me too, me too.
All right.
No,
I think
yeah.
next podcast, we're going to reveal some fun that I had on board Carnival.
Okay.
And we're going to do the
top
10 silliest questions ever asked of a Carnival Cruise Lines employee on a cruise ship.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll do
That'll
that next time. I'm
Mitch
Taylor, Gitomer Certified Advisor, signing off. And
Vickie Musni, Certified Personality Trainer. We'll see you soon.
Bye for now.